following the journey, doing what it suggested. That's a basic adventure line, a series of goals to achieve. Even Minecraft, one of the most freeform games ever, has an adventure line, Kill the Ender Dragon. That framework, no matter how subtle, is essential for hundreds of thousands of players to latch onto. It's a crutch they can lean on until they feel confident enough to explore by themselves. Worm Online is actually a really impressive bunch of systems, which is brutally difficult to get into, and this is a shame, because if there were a more involved adventure line to bring players in and support them until they feel the desire to leave and explore by themselves using the skills they've gained, I can see it appealing to a lot more players, and you'd probably have a much higher percentage than 10 who finish your tutorial. A big, brutal fantasy world to exist in was a novelty back in the early 2000s, but now we've got choices. Mortal Online 1 and 2, Darkfall, Life is Feudal, Worm Online, Albion Online, Second Life, eventually Ashes of Creation. Players who say they want a sandbox MMO actually have a lot of choice, but sandboxes often struggle to get or keep players. Why? There are tens of thousands of players saying they want a game just like Worm Online, so why aren't they playing? It's not because they lack systems or content. It's often because the in-game framework to help new players understand or access that content is non-existent. Sandbox games spend so much development time cramming stuff in, they forget to put the time or the passion into helping players appreciate what they have crammed in. I finally get a load more logs, but I'm also thirsty, so I take a big old gulp of seawater. There's also the small issue of I can't remember where my house is, but I'm sure I'll find that if I wander around long enough. After chatting to Mode a bit more via PM, I think, you know what, let's shoot my shot. Let's go and be a top 1% achiever. What if we kissed by the town fountain? Oh, I'm just kidding. Unless. But no, I joke. But. So I say, hey, let's kiss. And they're up for this. And they reply, I'm a woman clad in leather, and I know my way around a shaft, because they have a 100% craft rate, which I think is one of the only Worm Online related pickup lines in the world. Truly, I have found a master of the game. So we meet up by the fountain in the main square. It takes me a while to figure out the emote system, and I come dangerously close to attack them, and finally we kiss, and boom! Top 1% achievement on Steam. I am now an authority on Worm Online. Back to building my house. I mean, I'd invite Mode back with me to my lakefront property, but the house has no walls or roof or doors, so not exactly a bachelor pad just yet. It's strange because Worm Online is what so many people keep telling me they want. I get messages every day from people saying, hey Josh, I'm looking for a deep, involved, brutal online world I can forge out an eager existence and let me do whatever I want. Okay, here you go. It's here. It's been here since 2006. It's slow, it's deep, it's involved. Honestly, Worm Online is less of a game and more of an online community planning project. Everyone's working together, everyone digs a mine, everyone builds a castle, then tribes form and warfare begins. I don't want to gentrify this game from the storyline or dungeons or theme park aspects, despite the fact that I am theme park fan. I want to leave Worm as it is, add a basic supporting framework to encourage new players, to guide them until they are ready to face the world alone. Worm Online is actually really good. It's just so bloody hard to get into. It's losing 90% of its players in the first opening hour. Exploring is slow, gathering is repetitive, and building is both. But there is a charm to it, and finally, after 7 hours, I have a house. It still doesn't have a roof, but I don't care. My pad is complete. Only 1.8% of Steam players made it this far. I feel accomplished. So what's next? I have a look through the skills list. I always train my yo-yo skill. I'm not even making that up, there is a yo-yo skill. But look, the joke. Ride a cow. Right, this is happening. Wiki tells me I need to activate a rope, which thankfully I've got to find a cow, right-click and lead it for a while, then right-click, jump on it and ride. So I scour the grassland, and I can't find a cow, but I can find an aging donkey, which is kind of like a sad cow. So I lead the donkey, I try to ride it, and what the heck is this? What is... Who did the animations? Since 2006 to change this. How? Why are my arms doing that? Was yesterday's show this day in the gym, and I just set in this position. You know what? If anyone asks, tell them this is Elden Ring with graphics. Explore the world, so can't find a cow, but can't find a unicorn, can't kill it, but it can't second ground. Why is the music changed and it's it's just seen out while we ride the aging donkey through the slow forest. Around the end, there's a nice touch. There's a guard nearby. You can crawl on them to help you kill bulls. And then you can always just attack the guards after, which is a bad idea because they're dangerous, but I want to see what will happen when you die. It seems you respawn in the traditional way. Crouch first inside a sundial. I mean, we've all been here, haven't we? Hey, finally a tavern, let's get drunk. But there is no beer. Fantastic. There is a ladder, so we can see how levels work. Work with a very funky climbing animation, and then you can just stand in midair and not fall down. Brilliant. Oh look, a massive statue of some ancient avatar thing. Can we climb the statue? No, you can't. Because it doesn't have any collision at all. Worm Online, the ultimate sandbox MMO. Deep, involved, complex, absolutely. But also frustratingly convoluted to get into. No jumping, no collision on giant statues. And the riding animation looks like, well, this. Worm Online is deep. There's a lot to love, but my god, it is showing its age. It is so up around the edges and it's so bloody difficult to get into. And when you try and quit, it does that annoying cutesy thing of having a silly quit message saying, "Quit now? Are you crazy?" You know what, Worm Online? Let's make a deal. If you don't want to quit, then how about you put a little more effort to helping me want to stay? I want other people to play and enjoy Worm Online, but I also want Worm Online to put a little bit more time and design effort into helping those new players actually see what's involved. So to end the review, I would love to give Worm Online a score out of 10, but I've still got my keyboard activated. I need to activate my mouse, so let me switch and then right-click the game and select the score, and then reward, and then reward score. Oh, hang on, I need to use the keyboard to rename the game first to Worm Finished, so let me switch back, and I put the mic activated by accident. Hang on, let me first create review, then score. I need to open the wiki. Oh, right, I need to open at least 10 pages of wiki to review the game before the review can provide the score. So let me just fell under the tree with some more logs, and then equip the whittling knife, and then print and press the piece of paper, and then I'm going to switch to the handle and craft line. Now I've got the paper, switch to the and then right click on the paper, create view of game. Oh, hang on, this is a new process. My pen's empty, so I'm going to put some ink. Let's check the wiki how you make ink. Swords of Legends Online. I remember the insane hype they built up for the Western release of this Eastern-inspired MMORPG. You had banner adverts, sponsored posts, pre-roll ads. I myself even got about 4 emails asking me to make content for it. This was a buy-to-play, no cash shop, no pay-to-win martial arts MMORPG. Now, even r/MMORPG were excited for it, and those guys hate everything about MMORPGs. So why didn't Swords of Legend Online dominate the West when it released?
The demons choose to set up roadblocks when it's the cliff. We approach them break into the top area.
Do not worry. Watch as I take my original form and break through the Evercars.
To think that such a tragedy could occur in this prosperous capital, before the region's very eyes. If I hadn't seen it for myself, I wouldn't believe it.
Tintin, you alright? Stop playing. Get the sword.
Ah, right. They spent the voice acting budget on marketing, and unless you speak Chinese, the whole game sounds like your high school drama club trying to out-act each other. You know what? Let's play it and see how bad it can get. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Trapez, and this is Worst MMO Ever, a series where I play every MMO game I can find on a journey to find the worst. Drop a like on the video or sub to the channel for more MMO stuff, with the bell for all the future notifications. As usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel going. More info on this at the end. Now, let's begin. Swords of Legends, a 2014 Chinese TV show about ancient demonic swords and world domination, released to incredible success and won all kinds of awards. So in 2021, they released Swords of Legends Online, an MMORPG inspired by the Guizhan series of games. The MMORPG will buy one to play forever, no subscription, no pay to win. Base game cost around £40. Then in February 2022, it went free to play. So let's download the massive 88 gig game and give it a go. Classes are gender locked, and you've got the three main genders: man, woman, and small girl. The face design feature is quite nice though. It's not just sliders, you can actually click and drag bits of the face around, so you can make your hero look like someone who lost a fight against a wall. So I give myself a name and... God damn it, stop taking my name in every MMO. You know what, fine, I'll go incognito. There. Now, no one will know it's me. Intro plays, it's voice, and believe me when I say this is nearly the best voice acting in the entire game.
30 years ago, in the Emperor Qin Shi Huang's mausoleum, the demon dragon's seal was broken, and evil spirits were free to roam.
If you're thinking, wow, that was bad, believe me, it gets worse. First issue, beyond the acting, the very first line of dialogue doesn't match up with the subtitles, and this is a perfect indication of the lack of care and attention that Swords of Legends Online has actually been made for. The intro cutscene shows us the gang forming, and then there's more voice acting.
You're up early today.
Greetings, friends. It's been a good while. Look, I'm also summer student now.
Sorry.
As a player character, you get subtitles but no voice. We jump into a portal and the game begins. First choice, classic camera or action camera. The only issue is the voiceover explanation for either starts automatically when you cursor over either option, which can get messy.
Mouse cursor is hit in action mode. The mouse cursor in action mode. In classic in action.
ASD movement space to double jump. We run up the steps and they go up, destroying the steps in front of us in a really nice touch. They actually destroyed them very accurately with breaks, sliding away from where they previously were. This is a great, gorgeous graphical touch, and that's one of the main problems. Swords of Legends Online looks lovely, plays average, and sounds dire. I am convinced absolutely none of the voice actors were given any indication of character or situation or setup. They were literally given words and told, say this. To climb this mountain, we watch a cutscene. Okay, this is another major issue I have with this game. All the cool stuff you see happen, from running up mountains to fighting waves of enemies to epic kung fu sky battles, they all happen in cutscenes. You as a player don't get to do or be responsible for any of the cool stuff. You get to do the walking between the cool stuff. We get a load of fantasy words thrown at us and such to find the sword essence. Sounds cool. You know what doesn't sound cool? The sound. They haven't balanced the random NPC audio from all around you, and they all layer together. Have a listen. Infuse this dragons land with magic, and then some land spawns from thin air, so we run across and speak to this teacher who sounds like a text-to-voice machine.
30 years have passed since the last battle with the Shin Mausoleum. Ever since that day, the legendary swords have resided in the Sword Cemetery. This place is still littered with remnants of the fall.
Requote this tree and turn it on. Not like that, you filthy person. They teleport you into the shadow realm. Okay, so the plot. Imagine you asked the edgiest kid in every school to write a martial arts story, and then you ripped them all up and pieced them all randomly back together into one super long story. It's basically that. Now, combat happens. Your basic attacks are bound to Q and E, but also left and right click if you are using an action camera. There's no central aiming focus. You just lock onto whoever you are looking closest to. As a spell sword, I cast spells which are swords. After stabbing some warriors to death with my ghostly blade, I die to a scripted AoE attack. To restore your health, press F2 and you'll begin meditating. I fight through some more ghosts and oh my god, did no one listen to this game before they released it?
These warriors are phantoms, figments spawn of my imagination. If you're the person I'm waiting for, you'll have no power destroying them.
Finally, I find the three titular swords of legend, and then my character's voice actor decides to really earn his pay by showing off his impressive range of sex voices. That wasn't a cut I made in editing, that was just how the game jarringly teleports you outside. We get told we are super special, awesome, and now the Blade Heart resides inside us, so there's a magic sword just chilling in us. Then the game makes me mad. Read the subtitles. It says, he slaps you on the shoulder. You're a video game. You don't need stage directions. You can animate what you want to have happen. Just have the model slap me on the shoulder in-game. You're just going to describe what happens through text, then just be a book. Another cutscene shows us the furries have teamed up with some gene stealers and are destroying the land, so we now get the on-rails shooter section, where we ride a giant mechanized dragon and fling fireballs onto the enemies below. It's really irritating. The dragon isn't centered in the screen, so when you swing the camera around, it awkwardly positions itself to either side. We get told those things down there are negative chi monsters, so we defeat them with our flaming hot balls of positive chi. More subtitles telling us animations they could have just, animated, and then we get told to beware the big attack by enemies. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we use the mechanical fire-breathing dragon we were just on? It seemed to be rather effective. Let's just use that all the time. But no, it seems that we need to go and stab things instead. Another cutscene showing a music teacher freezing the invading enemies, and then the sound balancer has clearly stopped even caring.
Oh, he must be here.
Bonjour.
My darling.
Wait for me.
Now we're sat in the Valley of the Grasses, and the text can't decide if it wants to be white or blue. Previously, blue was the thing that we said, and white was the thing that other people said, but now it just seems to be randomly switching. Oh, if you're a bit confused about the plot and can't understand who we are or why we're here or what we're doing, don't worry. I was reading the text, and I still don't know. We get sent to help a village, told to right-click things to equip them, and my god, these NPCs just do not shut up. Every single voice is overlaying every other voice. So where actually are we? Pressing M opens the map, but the animation is super jarring. Your character unravels a scroll and the camera zooms into it, but it's not a smooth zooming. It's a start, a jump, and then a snap. Look, I get what you were going for. You wanted it to feel immersive, but this, jumping from one position to another, is worse than just having a map pop-up. Beyond the map, the actual in-game UI is so incredibly busy, and almost all of the text has a transparent background and is a light colour itself, so it can be rather hard to read or keep up with. Over everything, blending into the bright landscape behind it. Now, the game does look gorgeous, but the UI feels like it's fighting for your attention over the ceiling. We now get told there are 3 types of class resources built up by certain attacks and spent by others, and then I check out the mission log, or quest journal, which is actually a really nicely organised, comprehensive list of all the quests you're on and their part within the major storylines in the game. This is super detailed and easy to navigate. Good stuff. We prove our martial prowess by killing some rocks and taking their rock hearts back to someone, and we go to a graveyard to kill a giant stone extra hard to make sure it's extra dead, and once again I am distracted by the voice acting. It really does sound like every amateur dramatics club I've ever been part of trying to audition against each other.
Oh, yeah. Those frost foxes are masters of camouflaging themselves. They hide in tall grasses. You have to play very carefully.
I get told to go and help some foxes, but warned they may be hard to find because they are masters of camouflage. Apparently in this world, camouflage mastery means standing in the sparkly bit with a huge arrow pointing toward you. This was the perfect chance to actually have the player hunt for something. You literally wrote camouflage into the quest and the world, and then did nothing with it. That's one of my problems with Swords of Legends Online. The writing makes it sound deep. Cutscenes make it look epic. Without the context of the writing, the action of the cutscenes is just so astounding. I wonder how many people have actually played this game out of knowledge. 18,700 on Steam. That's not terrible. And how many stay? Oh, about 200. And then it went from 11 and the average is 1,000 people a day. That's not bad. Probably not the roaring success of hoping. And now the moment becomes fun, not what is the game intended. There's limited practical physics on smaller enemies, and I can attack which will just very small objects away from me. Most of the enemies are indeed small, so from now on, I am Strife, Undead Yeeter. I get told it's vital that I revive the Soul Fire Automaton to defend the village, but honestly, I've just stopped caring about your plan ever since you decided against using the massive mechanical dragon for literally everything ever. So we're going to my plan, which is Heedly Deep the Undead until they are re-dead. Another cutscene, this dude unleashes his awesome power, but he's so awesome he pulls a muscle and almost dies from too much awesome, so to avoid embarrassing himself, he jumps towards the moon. More voiceover, and as the game goes on, the voiceover script and the subtitles seem to be drifting further and further apart. The defense of the village continues, and the negative G monsters have now been here so long the land is about as negative as the reviews from Morbius. So we cleanse this magic circle through the power of friendship, and then a blight beast attacks. And it's so dangerous it needs several powerful mages to hold it back, and we are warned not to go near it, for its very skin is toxic. Instead, we need to start a small mech which will fight it for us. So naturally I ignore the mech and go for the beast, and wow. It's not even got collision. The game literally just told me, if it touched me, I would die, and now I am inside it, and nothing is happening. Way to go, game. Beyond the absolute joke of not even having collision, can you understand the script-writing travesty that is, here is a big enemy, go and start an automaton that will kill it for you, instead of just having, the player fight it. So I start the mech and, God, just watch this cutscene. I've not altered anything here. This is what the game thinks is acceptable. Remember, this used to cost £40.
The sword is full of negative chi and will affect people's consciousnesses. Be careful. No. I'm a Moist. Please, the sword. I can't. Wait. Just give me more time. Teacher. Senor. Teacher, tell your father that the things he wants will come up later. Son, where are you going? Hassan, come back now. We can't control that guy anymore.
Anyone who comes close will be killed.
Be careful. It's my job. I saw her on Taiwan Mountain. She's very powerful.
You do know something.
Tintin, control yourself.
You've written he coughs in the subtitles, and yet there's no cough. Just have the voice actor cough. Who directed this? How did this pass quality inspection? We now get given our first hand to flying sword for the cutscene battle. Literally every voice thing has to happen in a cutscene. And oh, are we just superheroes now? Can everyone fly when everyone suits the plot? And then something actually genuinely impressive happens. I finish a pen. Just used up all the ink, totally empty. That's a rare occurrence. It's not every day you get to actually see a pen done. On what can seem the actual attack was a diversion and the real goal was someone wanted to steal a sword. But absence might help with fires in a village built on water. How anything is trying enough to burn is beyond me. And now I can talk to take down the boss. Here it is. Here comes some challenging, engaging combat. Watch this mini boss fight. I am genuinely sad because the game does have a competent combat system, and yet this is what it's done with it. So I head into the palace, and now the voice acting changes. In one way, it's a lot better, but in another way, it's a bit harder to follow. Just
Tintin, you alright? Stop playing. Get the sword.
You've never been so angry you just spoke Chinese, because this character has. Now the bad guy shows up and attacks a tree, because that's a totally rational, evil thing to do. And then I hear this line, and I'm still trying to work out what it even means.
I've severely damaged the Lunar Crown Tree. Father's mission was already completed. Those people are all headed straight into their own graves. We could also do that later.
What?
Translated and no one to check for context. Those zombies were distorted. Listening to repel them. Slight issue with this, the sparkling light guides us to the ballista and continues to sparkle while we're using it. So every now and again you'll just have your cue block of a dash of brilliant white light. This village is also experiencing some bad cheese, so we cleanse this pond by telling it to think really positive thoughts, and then I discover something quite cool. You can sprint across the water. That's a really nice touch. It is somewhat ruined, however, by the invisible wall. This next bit of the quest annoys me, because this dude tells us that the healer behind us is super good, and this woman, she desperately needs medicinal seeds. So we gather those from the water, literally right next to us, and then tell the dude who helped the healer, look, you are 10 feet apart from each other. You could have been helping her this entire time. And now we ride Lu Shu, a magical talking deer, to get to the next part of the game. This game honestly feels like you have fed an AI thousands of hours of 70s kung fu TV shows and told it to write a script. On the ride, we are given a massive lore dump and then a cutscene which features every possible mistake. Enjoy this almost impressively bad scene.
Unfortunately, I can't come. I'm in a secret realm. Sorry.
Very kind of you, Jinren. The Taiwan instance is very important. Of course, you must be great attention.
The Lunar Crown Tree may not be ignored. I've already heard about the business with Chujinsu village from the Grand Summoner.
I never would have thought the Blight Beast is so poisonous that even the Divine Tree of Shannon would not be able to resist.
Valley Master, how is the Lunar Crown Tree?
Although many protectors are working together, the Lunar Crown Tree has temporarily lost its soul consciousness. I'll discuss Taiwa Mountain. And the Valley of 100 Grasses are thousands of leagues apart, yet they were attacked one after the other by the Devastators
General
under
Nanshan,
the leadership
how is
of
the
Lieutenant.
Taiwan instance?
That can't be a
There are no
coincidence.
problems at the moment. But the 10-year reinforcement deadline is approaching, and no one knows. Everything is complicated today. Not just Meija, but the Devastators, full of negative chi, also really surprise me.
Yes, Genren. Most urgent thing right now is to find out
Grandmaster!
where these devastators come from. Lieutenant Yu, what's happening?
I've heard that you've ordered the Mois to seize Hao Tsung. Why didn't you tell me?
Jianqing,
I can clearly distinguish between the righteousness and the small affection. Besides, what he took away was the nameless sword of my family. Don't worry, I'll bring back Hao Tsung. It's all solely because of him that my Chinger is always so worried about him.
Voice acting not matching subtitles, actors talking over one another, varying volume levels, audio cutting in and out randomly, nonsensical plot. That was so bad, if you showed me that scene alone, I'd assume it was a parody. We now get sent to a library to learn about the land and the enemies through a massive text dump. You have to actually read 4 books. At the time I disliked this, but now I think about it, it's either reading or more voice acting. So I'm guessing this is the lesser of 2 evils. I report what I have learned, and then this voice actor is meant to be a child.
Have you forgotten that he has been traveling for a long time and hasn't been heard from for a while now?
Thanks, I hate it. Oh, and these subs and dubs have completely departed now. There is no link.
Wait. Di Wang's sacrifice formation is very complex and requires special materials. Luckily, some of them are stored in Cloud Rise. Go straight to Jiaotong Palace and ask Tang Kan for them. That'll save you having to look all over the place for them.
I now take a break from playing, and when you try to quit the game, it guilts you into playing more, saying, oh, don't quit now, you're so close to unlocking this cool stuff. But real life calls, and now a slight problem. When I log back in a few hours later, I have absolutely no idea what I was meant to be doing. What was the plot again? Who did I need to help? Is there still a magical sword inside me? My only guiding principle is yeet the undead. I now get sent to the bank, and when the chat fades, I am inside a giant ball of yarn. Right, my top guess is that's a cash shop mount. So let's do this. Okay, Gameforge, do your worst. How bad is the shop? Gameforge are notorious for heavily monetized pay-to-win or pay-for-advantage games. In fact, Gameforge's involvement in Swords of Legend Online is one of the main reasons people avoided it without even playing it. When your reputation precedes you so much, it actively prevents people from playing games you're involved with. It might be a sign you've monetized things a bit too much. But I have to be honest, Swords of Legends Online's shop actually seems okay. There's a lot of cosmetics, weapon skins, cloaks, footstep effects, and for some reason, a carrot. But I can't actually find any obvious blatant advantages. There are new mounts, and they increase your speed by 80%. Now I want to check how much my mount boosts it by, but I can't seem to actually find the mount section for me. Now the premium currency is Crimson Coins. 50 quid will get you 11,400. The most expensive item in the shop is a cool mount or a cool costume pack. 150. Can you easily buy that amount? No, of course you can't. There's a 4,800 pack, which is just not enough, so abusive pricing still exists. But credit where credit is due. Swords of Legend Online does not seem to be paid for advantage. I couldn't find level boosts or healing potions or convenience items. The cash shop does seem to be cosmetic only. Nice one. I haven't chatted this character's boobs and made everyone watch this video in the background, so next time pay attention again. You did now have to like and sub. Check this out. At the top of the screen, you've got some little checkboxes. Hide players, teammates, and enemies. That's pretty cool. So you can play solo or as a non-violent skill. Good choices. But terrible hitboxes on these options. Look, I am moving the cursor very slowly. Each checkbox overlaps both to the side and underneath the box to its right. The enemy's hitbox clicking is just absolutely atrocious. Well, that sounds gorgeous. Swords of Legends Online clearly had a massive budget for graphics and movement. It's coached it, it seems to be negative cheese affecting us quite a lot, so we go back inside our own mind and fight for big sound. Then this voice actor delivers his lines with so little energy, if you were any more relaxed, he wouldn't make it. Look at this ice temple. This is gorgeous. If you're a visual tourist type of player, then Swords of Legend Online is definitely worth a look. We head into this temple, and then an old man asks us, do you like this sword? I consider telling him we actually have a magical sword inside us right now, but I'm worried it's quite exciting even if it's too much. Guys, I used to teach martial arts, and the very first thing the instructor says to you is, do you like the sword? Find another place to train. Okay, I think some of you still don't get it, but perhaps the voice acting and the audio balancing really is. This is the whole cutscene unchanged. Enjoy.
Why have you come? Hey, my big brother let me come here. At the end of the duel, you landed a powerful blow on my Tai. At the end of the duel, you landed a powerful blow on my Tai Bai and Shin Mai acupuncture points. Was it not your intention that I'd come to the peak of Tai Bai at the appointed time?
Sword techniques are easy to learn. Beautiful jade, certainly. These are my notes of study.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Spell source begging to take my
Now we've all seen it. We are bonded. Brothers in suffering. No matter what happens in life, we can all find strength in knowing we all together survived that cutscene. Look, this level of quality is proof that either no one tested this scene, or worse, they did test it and no one cared enough to change it. This game has been out for over a year, and these audio issues were there on day one. More NPCs speak to us in Chinese, and we now copy the moves our teacher does to learn some ancient and powerful techniques, which are all less powerful than the Yeetmeister. Nice touch with the water, though. It ripples as you fly along it. That's some real artistic martial arts film stuff. But hey, look, you can pretend to stab someone with your sword mount. You know what? That's actually a great idea. Your sword mount a stab, attack, dismount into the ground. Do it, you cowards. Now, nice little training section. Defeat enemies on this grid in the water while avoiding the good little ice crystals. Now, most of my attacks have a cleave or pierce effect, and there's a time limit, so this is actually quite a fun thing to do. It focuses on me positioning myself before attacking like a combat puzzle. We finish training, I get told to open my skills menu with K and train some stuff up. Click this button, so I do, and this sends me to a training file with skills. Basic skills. Mate, I've been playing for 6 hours. What is the basic skills section here? Okay, so basically I have something called sword intent, shown by the 5 my sword blade icon to the bottom. I build up my intent to sword you by using certain skills, and I specify sword intent on an AoE raid of swords. You know, it would be great if I had this before. It would also be great if this mattered at all. In any case, every enemy, even bosses, are weak to the elite attack. As great as to learn a new skill, I don't feel I'm becoming strong. I feel I'm becoming bloated. More techniques I don't actually need. I get sent to this command desk and told to use it the first time. You know, there have been a lot of teleportation systems and so on. In fact, the reward systems in general, I don't really talking about them because they look super involved. I assume they will get used eventually. It's just overwhelming right now. You've got levels, prestige, artifacts, collectible cards, mission logs, pets, skill training, class training, upgrading items. There is a lot to unpack here, and most of it is not in touch with those names. It seems the main plot is broken down into a super fascinating adventure plotline which you can find in the mission logs. You've always got a basic story thread, even if the story itself is relatively impossible to keep up. One of my issues with the town is how dead and fake it feels. Every NPC just stands around waiting for you to come to them. Put some life into your city's developers. Have people moving, working, playing. Make it feel alive even if I'm not there. This cutscene, however, is just fantastic. Not only is it a mix of English and Chinese, it ends with the NPC just T-posing for dominance and then bowing away.
Spiritopolis will make a fair decision. I'll take my leave.
It seems someone has been stabbed with a demon sword and we need to go and unstab them. We'll do this by smashing our hoe into the ground. Not a euphemism. Look, you have a hoe for some reason. Although again, I bet all of you second monitor people tapped back quickly, didn't you? You filthy-minded people. We went through some more levels and then right into this absolute comedy duel.
Brother, what should we do if the Heavenly Ridge finds out we have secretly inhaled Yin-Chi? I'm afraid that not even the General can protect us. Well, we started out, so let's just continue.
You speak the secret so loud, you know. No, entirety. Why are the demons?
Brother, what should we do if the Heavenly Ridge finds out we have secretly inhaled Yin-Chi? I'm afraid that not even the General can protect us. Well, we started now, so let's just continue.
The secret so loud. You know what? I've been watching a show about the misadventures of a Yorkshire demon. An entire plot thread about these guys and their shenanigans. From the dramatic to the terrifying about this child.
Who are your parents?
My father is a young kid, grandson. You rescued me.
Why didn't you make the mouth move? It's so much worse because it doesn't move. Anyway, we go to make a giant stone sport. This means we get to ride it and slap demons around with our huge rock hands. This whole setting is actually making me angry. This is so bad. Listen to this.
Leave the general.
That was meant to be yelled. Instead, you did that playground shouting whistle thing. Made more effort and breath, but no extra volume. Listen, audio tags can just turn the gain down on the microphone, the voice recording booth, so you can actually shout, and then they can balance it. The only reason you wouldn't actually shout in recording is if the mic you are using can't handle it, or you are recording on a phone. It really kills the vibe when I'm expecting a battle cry and I get this.
Kill me, Dad. Long live the general.
After everything is dead, I return and report on my demon-slapping antics, and then I get told,
Shh. Quiet.
what do you mean, be quiet? I've not said anything the entire game. There's now a cutscene of some evil dude giving a not evil dude an evil sword, and now the not evil dude is evil, and it's delivered with all the emotional weight of an episode of Gardener's World.
Who goes there? That's...
It seems you're familiar with his power. Someone asked me to give you this sword.
No matter how worthless I am, I won't accept gifts from enemies.
You will.
How do I temple and light some lamps. Now look, a giant snake statue. You know what? As long as it's not going to tell me we can devour the gods together, we'll get on fine. For plot, we get given a magic bath by these two gentlemen and a cutscene where the demon dude turns on. Please, oh god, please be an actual boss fight, but no, it's another cutscene battle and then he's gone. Thankfully, he has brought some demons with him, so I get to defend the temple, and this is just an insultingly boring combat section. Look, you've given me about 10 combat techniques so far, and none of them are better than Yeetacus Rex, so why would I use them? Here's the part that I don't quite get. Swords of Legends Online isn't making combat a focus, so it's not necessarily a combat game despite having a great fleshed out combat system. That means it must be a story game. Well, there's not even any real love or care to the localization of the story for an English audience. So what's the focus here? You're not giving me polished combat, and you're not giving me polished story. So far, it seems the target audience for Swords of Legends Online is people who like cutscenes. I mean, look, this quest is called Don't Defile of the Temple, so clearly story focus and it was out, and it's meant to be a literal demonic invasion, and everyone's just standing around chatting like it's lunchtime, so combat focus is out. What are you, Swords of Legend Online? After clearing out the temple, I get sent to rescue 3 soldiers, and at this point I can't even remember who I'm fighting for or against. So I guide them to a nearby village, and oh, it's the same village from earlier. You know, the land is lovely, but it's teleported me around so much I haven't really had a chance to relate to the layout. I haven't worked out which paths and roads and rivers lead to where. The landscape itself feels like an unimportant extra in the play of cutscenes, which is a shame because the world of any MMORPG needs to become your second home, a place you feel connected to and comfortable in and actually want to protect. Swords of Legend Online is so focused on hitting you from cutscene to cutscene, it's forgotten to give you a reason to care or connect with what cutscenes mean for the world itself. I don't care that demons are flooding the world because I don't care about the world you made because you've not given me a reason to feel like this is my world. I want more of the plants, or swam the rivers, or just teleporting me all around it. Finally, we meet Mengbo, who is the only good voice actor.
The traitor Xia is trying to incite his clansmen to seize the Yinhua source. His little sister Shaya spoke out against it, however. Explained they had to wait for Ila Walashi before a decision could be made. I came here at Ila Walashi's command to eliminate the traitors. Although some people do survive the mutation, they lose their memories and their temperament changes completely. Those who lose their soul of harmony and virtue become especially paranoid and are hard to control. This here is the farewell letter from the traitor I just killed. We honor the god of death and believe that the last will of the dead must be respected. If you can arrange it, please take this farewell letter and this weapon to a young lady by the name of Yan Shan Ti. She is Ilawarashi's bodyguard and is currently standing guard near the king's tent.
I tried to find out who voiced this small side character. The voice actor page is surprisingly full, and I can guess why. If I were involved in this project, I would deny it too. Whoever you are, Mengbo, you did a great job. Unfortunately, the quest itself is to deliver an extremely important letter from there to there. Literally 9 steps. I counted. You did not need me for this. Okay, right. Until I have one good fight. Just one. I've got a load of skills and I've had no chance to actually need them. I've not been challenged. Thankfully, this very next quest gives me a dungeon menu, a list of all the instances and the level recommendations for them. It seems the Yamok City portal is close by, so off I go. Please, please be good. I enter the instance and... why is my weapon and armor different? Okay, look, in an MMORPG, the player often becomes connected to their character. I may not have great equipment, but I know that I relate to it as my equipment. They're just giving me better stuff, or better stuff because you think I need it in a dungeon. I'm taking away my agency over my own avatar. I want to take on challenges you have prepared with my own preparation. I don't want to use the preparation you give. You do, however, in Attachment Online, get given some NPC companions to fill in the tank and healer roles of the party. party because I'm a damage dealer. I like this because it allows me to play solo and it reminds me of Gears of War. Wonder how many lines they recorded from the enemy's dialogue.
Humans from Ochow, take this! Humans from Ochow, take this! Humans from Ochow, take this! Humans from Ochow, take this!
Chinese, which does subtitle. And now for a boss. And while yes, it is actually a nice combat encounter with mechanics and AoE attacks and dodging and phases and aggro, it is ruined by the random back and forth jerky camera. I felt a bit sick while playing this. It's not a huge range of movement, but look, see how it zooms in and then out repeatedly, really quickly. That happens the whole fight. I think it's meant to be screen shake, but it's actually just really off-putting. On to the next mini-boss, and I don't think the voice actor was told this was meant to be intimidating.
Hand over, Lady Yulag, immediately, and I will leave you in one piece.
Finally, we find the actual dungeon boss in a big arena surrounded by minions and strong elite support. But the combat system itself is fun, and this is actually a really nice fight. There's dodging, there's mechanics, there's timings, but the game doesn't seem bothered about being the best story experience it can be, nor does it seem bothered about being the best combat experience it could be. You can drift through the opening 8 hours on autopilot and never once feel a challenge or a combat. It's a shame because the foundation for a great MMO is here. The combat system, the enemies, everything you need to make a good online experience is here. It's just arranged badly. It rushes you through the game and it doesn't give you as a player time to savour what they actually have. It's like having a huge kitchen stocked with the freshest ingredients and top-of-the-range equipment, but instead of getting a trained chef to make something amazing, you just grab the guy who yells at pigeons in the town square and told him to do his best. I mean, look, when I finish the fight, I feel great, but then I try and open the reward box at the end and I'm not quite a high enough level to open it. That's fine, but when you attempt to do something you can't do, your character is meant to say, I can't do that, and it does, but for this one specific instance, it says it in Chinese. The dungeon took me about 20 minutes to do, and while it was fun to play through once, it was the most challenging part of the game so far, it didn't leave me with any real desire to play more. If anything, it made the actual main plot seem even more boring by comparison. Just to be thorough, I checked the screen customization options, and they are really extensive. See, behind the scenes, the foundation for a good game is there. It's just so rough around the edges, it's basically sandpaper. So, Swords of Legends Online, a promising start with a strong marketing campaign which, despite being published by Gameforge, has so far managed to avoid the predatory grasp of pay-to-win, ruined by a very obvious lack of care in general. It's a good-looking game, lacking in any real developer love. They're not going to fix the atrocious voice acting, the plot is so tangled and drags the player along at a breakneck pace, they can't really develop any connections to NPCs or places, and the cutscene lets you watch the cool stuff but not participate or be responsible for it, so you feel like you are a supporting character in the grand adventures of people way more powerful and important than you. While there's nothing necessarily wrong about not being the chosen one, in fact I actually like games where you aren't particularly special, you still need to be given the opportunity to do special things, not just watch other people around you do the cool stuff. In Swords of Legend Online, every single NPC you meet tells you that you are talented, you are special, you are awesome, you are the most promising student they have ever seen, and then every time there is a cutscene, you do absolutely nothing. It's a power fantasy that doesn't give you the power. It's a story that isn't loved and a combat system that isn't explored enough. So, to end the review of Swords of Legends Online, I will be Mortis, and thank you for watching. Another massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon, and you can support them only watching out the video description for links to the Patreon, Twitch, and as always, have a great day.
Fine, I'll go one more time. These people are all at it. What are we gonna do, then? We've accidentally inhaled Yingzhou. Not even Captain can save us from this one now. Well, nothing we can do about it now, so we may as well just keep going. One last time. Of course the game crashes. Maybe I will benefit from defense rather than attack. But everything will take so much longer.
Energizer Ultimate Lithium.
Hey man, can I ask you a question really fast? Why do you have that gun? It's just plain me. Anyways, I need to borrow some money. I can't, man. I just spent the last I had on Christmas presents. It's almost Christmas.
No matter what we eat, we still are made of seed. This is our kingdom come. This is our kingdom come. We are looking to the stars. It's when the seed and honey, it's when the baby starts. Look at me, boys, the big cooking star. It's when the seed and honey, it's when the baby starts.
I want to listen to music. check. I forgot about the inventory thing.
Lies in pieces at my feet. And the storm and the struggling inside. Help me
Feel myself and on that wax and wane. Step. Ah! Oh, something. And then I ruined it. How did that even happen? My god, inside, help me gain insight. Feel my arms and on that wax and wane shall its ebb and flow. Sail our chanting nevermore. Feel free, nothing's rock and dream. Sail our chanting evermore. That doesn't count. Oh god, he's got a rock. Nice.
たくその速さは風を切るその心が太陽よりも熱く燃えているその瞳は光り出すその姿はそびえ立つその背中に正義の魂が宿っているスーパーライオン獅子のヒーロー今は蘇るスーパーライオン闇を砕く正義があなたの名前を呼ぶライオンライオンライオンライオンライオン街の危機が迫ってる地球の危機が迫ってる獅子の少女が燃え立つ迷わず影を切るこの世界に夢があるこの世界に希望があるこの全てを守りたいライオンが突き進むスーパーライオン希望の小さい今は蘇るスーパーライオン前に進むライオンだあんたはライオンになるのだこの街の平和のためこの星の明日のためスタービーストを倒せ必殺獅子後方正義の怒りを食らえスーパーライオン君の小さい今は蘇るスーパーライオン前に進む未来があなたの名前を呼ぶライオンライオンライオンライオンライオン本当にね
my eyes. Welcome to the new town. Stand next to me. In my heart, being closer to me. The air is so sweet. Join me for the ride. Let's walk right. Join me for the night. I can see the light. You are my chosen one. The air is so sweet. Says while I'm walking through, light moves so bright, shining over. Everyone's so good and directly. You got my eyes. Welcome to the new town.
Stay by my side.
Keep on.